Who's going to step up on this Indiana Fever team when Caitlin Clark doesn't have it, when the shot's not falling, if she's not able to carry this team? Who's willing to step up and show up when it matters the most, when it's time to buckle down and get this team a victory?
Seattle came in convinced that suffocating Caitlin Clark would be enough. They left discovering an even scarier truth. Indiana no longer needs her to score to break you.
They did a great job with Caitlin Clark, but what about AD and Kelsey Mitchell that made it tough for them? What was the struggle, basically?
Caitlin Clark walked into Climate Pledge Arena towing a 1-for-17 skid from deep, then bricked her first 6 threes. She finished with just 6 points, her lowest tally since middle school. Yet while Twitter melted down, Clark quietly stacked 9 laser-guided assists, barking rotations, sprinting the break, refusing to shrink. Hull later told reporters they weren't worried. Great shooters hit ruts, great teams cover them. So if Clark wasn't the engine, who was?
You guys did a good job on Caitlin Clark, but just what was it about Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell that gave you guys problems today?
Same thing that gives everybody problems every night. They're number 1 points in the paint. They were number 1, we're number 2. And we did a poor job of keeping them out the paint tonight. I think they got 50 in the paint. And we know that that is a favorite target. Like you said, we locked into Caitlin Clark. We threw different coverages, and we got her with 8 turnovers. That's what we wanted. And Aaliyah Boston, we know is her favorite target, and she got loose. I think we conceded a lot of offensive rebounds in the first half. That hurt us a lot. It hurt us a lot. I think it was 9 at halftime. I think the rebounds was 25-9.
While cameras chased Clark's misses, Aaliyah Boston feasted. Coach Stephanie White's first possession after every timeout was the same double screen wrinkle. Clark curls, 2 Storm defenders chase, Boston slip cuts into daylight. 8 easy points in 3 minutes. By the horn, she'd collected a career-high 31 on 72% shooting. So smooth, the scoreboard operator nearly missed it. That inside dominance cracked Seattle's shell, yet Indy still needed flames from outside.
Kelsey Mitchell, let's go to you as well, Kelsey Mitchell. 26 points, 8 for 14 from the field, 5 for 7 from the three-point line, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Kelsey, Money, Mitch, put him in a ditch. What Kelsey Mitchell did in that third quarter, saying, guys, let's go on a run here. Let's put a nail in this team's coffin. Kelsey Mitchell took the onus on herself to get to the bucket, to get to the line, to shoot the three at an efficient level. Kelsey Mitchell played a top-notch game today as well.
Enter Kelsey Mitchell. 2 weeks ago, she admitted June treated her jumper like concrete. Tonight, 26 points, 5 bombs, plus a cheeky self-pat on the back after a transition step back that nearly lifted the roof. 7 of those daggers landed in a 30-19 third-quarter haymaker that flipped a nervy 6-point edge into a 17-point cushion. Mitchell's groove changed more than the score. It drew Seattle's wings higher and wider, perfect for the deadliest spacer in the building.
She was on balance all the time. She does such a good job of facilitating that I feel like sometimes she misses opportunities to be a scorer for us. And outside of one time when she passed it out, when she had a guard on her, I thought she did a good job of making the right reads and the right plays. She was efficient. She was hunting opportunities, and we were getting her the ball in a timely manner. And so much of AB's efficiency is about us getting her the ball on time and on target, and I thought we did a better job today.
Do you have to have a conversation with a player like Kelsey Mitchell, like, feel free to shoot, turn it on, we need you to score? Do you have to have a conversation with her, or do you have to tell her to tone it down?
No, I mean, Kelsey just wants to play. Like, you asked her, she's like, I just want to hoop. I thought we did a really good job of recognizing the hot hand and of recognizing the action that was giving us success and staying with it and going back to it and finding different ways to manipulate it to get her the ball in position to be successful. And I thought Kelsey did an outstanding job of being on balance, of recognizing her moments, when to score, when to facilitate, of probing the defense and making the right play. I thought she was just outstanding.
She is 55% from the three-point line this season. That is literally insane, y'all. Steph Curry is a guy who shoots it around 40% from the three-point line on his career. Now, granted, Steph Curry is shooting 10 threes in a game, and Lexi Hole is not doing anywhere near that, so I'm not trying to compare them. I'm also not going to act like Lexi Hole is shooting shots to the difficulty of Steph Curry, but still, there are spot-up shooters like a Klay Thompson, like a Kyle Korver, and those players don't shoot it over 50% from the three-point line. That is still crazy for a player who's spot-up shooting, and she's been doing this since last year. Last year, she was above 45% from the three-point line. Lexi Hole is just on a different level right now, and I love what I'm seeing from her catch and shooting.
Lexi Hull doesn't headline ESPN, yet she's shooting a league-leading 55% from deep. She splashed 2 corner trays, swooped for 11 rebounds, and pried 2 thefts that turned into instant layups. First career double-double, stamped. Hull even cleaned up Clark's rare air ball, flipping it back in before Seattle exhaled. Every hustle clip ended the same. Hull on the floor, Fever bench in orbit. And speaking of bench spark, Damiris Dantas won't be here next week, overseas duty calls, but she left fingerprints on this win. 10 points, 5 boards, 4 of 7 shooting, a block that probably needs carbon dating. Whenever Seattle sniffed a comeback, Dantas sealed her defender, cashed a corner triple, or boxed out 2 Storm bigs in one motion. That grit let White sit foul-plagued vets without seeing the lead evaporate.
Double-double in her hometown? Woo! Well, first career, and it happened to be in her hometown, but not the first.
How's it feel? Like, who was in the stands for you tonight? Who came up to the stand for you tonight that you had a big game, encourage you in the big game?
Yeah, I have about 30 people out there waiting, so I'll head out there after. A bunch of family, friends. I love coming back to the Northwest, getting to play, and it being accessible for them to come and watch. So just really happy to be here, and happy that we got a win in front of them.
Kelsey said she felt like this was the first time you guys put together like a full 40-minute game. Just what did it feel like for you out there and just kind of working as a whole team?
Yeah, I feel like we played a lot of games where we play 30 minutes, 35 minutes, and we end up coming up short because of that. And that's been our whole focus, is play a full 40 minutes, win every 5-minute increment that we can. And just really proud of our group. I feel like we've hit some adversity along the way, and I think that's only pushing us closer and closer together. And just really proud of how we stayed with it. They were, going on there, running the fourth quarter, trying to fight back, and I feel like there's been times where we've separated in that moment. And tonight we just stayed together, and that just shows the growth of our team and how we're just, again, our chemistry is getting better, and we're trusting each other more, and I think we saw that in the fourth quarter.
This was a tough win. They got it done, especially coming off a losing streak, right? Finished the away tour with the dub. I think this is major, man. This is major. What a win. Even when your superstar is struggling, you found a way to get it done, right? And just imagine when all of them are on the same page, all clicking, all getting it done at the same time. Fam, this team is unstoppable, man. This team is unstoppable. And I'm just waiting for that moment when all of them just come together and perform together well. Oh, it's going to be beautiful, man. It's going to be beautiful. I see it warming up already.
Indiana's season-long bugaboo has been third-quarter flatlines. White countered by unleashing pace. Guards sprinted the sideline, bigs rim ran, early drag screens replaced static sets. Result, Fever 30, Storm 19, game effectively over. One sequence summed it up. Clark bricks from the logo. Dantas gobbles the board, zips to Mitchell, who stops on a dime for 3. Bang. Momentum stolen. White's adjustment didn't just chase tempo, it bought Clark a breather. When she sat, Mitchell and Boston pumped the advantage to double digits. Proof this roster finally owns multiple closing options.
At the bare minimum, we're leaving with at least a W. Now we go back home. We play the Los Angeles Sparks, a Sparks team who's not too good either. I'm not going to say either, like we're not good, but a Sparks team that's not too good. And hopefully we can turn this one game into a 2-game win streak and start building on some momentum. Start building on some momentum. That's really what I want to see.
So let's tally the new math. Clark stuck in a slump, but still leads the W in assists and controls tempo. Boston's averaging 25+ over her last 3 and just dropped the quietest 31 of the year. Mitchell rediscovered her 2024 stroke, 46 points in 48 hours. Hull is sprinting toward the 3-point crown while vacuuming offensive boards. Dantas, Cunningham, and the bench are plugging every gap while White pushes all the right buttons. Indiana's 7-7 record now looks less like mediocrity and more like a sleeping roller coaster clicking its way up the first hill. If Clark's shot resurfaces, and history says it will, defenses can't load up everywhere at once. The league built its Clark scouting reports around a singular fireworks show. Tuesday proved Indy owns an entire pyrotechnics crew. If you're ready to watch the moment when the best backcourt actually fires in sync, hit subscribe, smash like, and turn on notifications. Because when Clark's slump breaks and Boston, Mitchell, and Hull keep the burners lit, the Fever won't just upset contenders. They'll rewrite the WNBA's balance of power.